Welcome to UNF Arena. I'm Noah Schlicksup bringing you this ASUN action between the UNF Ospreys and the Lipscomb Bisons. This is a big one for the Ospreys coming off of a loss to Stetson on Thursday night. UNF has dropped to 3-6 in conference play. However, the Ospreys have won 3 out of their last 5 and are playing some good hoops as we come into this action. Before the game, I caught up with head coach Bobby Cannon. Let's hear what he had to say about this matchup.
I'm joined by Coach Bobby Cannon ahead of a matchup with the Lipscomb Bisons. You guys played them tough last time. What are the main takeaways from that game?
Well, I mean they're very, very skilled offensively. They can score. They have a lot of size and a lot of skill in that position. I think the last time we played them, we were able to play with a lot of pace on both ends of the floor. Play with a lot of energy, both offensively and defensively. And it's going to require that for us to win the day.
How do you approach these second matchups against a team? What kind of adjustments do you make?
It's funny. You spend a lot of time. You evolve when you get to kind of this point of the season. And I think when you go back and look at the games, you look at what actions hurt us. Defensively, what they hurt us with, and at the same time, on the other side of the ball, what we hurt them with, and looked at how they guarded our actions and maybe how we can steal a possession or two. And I'm sure they do the same.
Both of these teams now have really progressed over the past few weeks. What are some differences we might see in this game, you think?
Well, I mean, I think that the later the season gets, sometimes the games get a little bit shorter. And the possessions get longer because you start to take away their actions. You're going to take away their initial stuff. I think what happens this time of the year is it's going to come down to anything. Once you take away their initial action, you have to be able to defend the balance, and then you got to be able to rebound the ball, and that's going to be a key today.
Last thing I want to talk about is Devin Hines. He's been phenomenal. 3 games coming back from injury. Shooting the ball 73% in those games as a guard. What have you seen differences from him out on the court?
I just think he's taking shots that are best for him. He's an elite cutter, and he's done a great job of playing without. He does a great job playing without the basketball. So he's made cuts, he's made great reads, and we've been able to find him. And he's also made timely threes, and because he's been able to do that, it's set up his cutting even that much more.
And now that I asked that, I do want to talk about the bench because you guys have started to get more and more production from them. What has that done for this team?
I just think it gives us energy. Like anytime you can go to the bench and you get a lift, I just think it further connects your team because everybody's contributing, everybody has a role, and it's contagious. And I just think that's what we need. We need a lot of production from our bench, and we need the energy that they're going to bring and that it's going to.
According to ESPN.com, UNF comes in with a 19.4% chance to win this game. They enter as 12.5-point. Lipscomb enters as 12.5-point favorites for this game. And you wouldn't know it, though, talking to people around this Osprey team. They're fired up. They're ready for a get-back from that Thursday night loss this Saturday afternoon. And they played a tight game with Lipscomb the first time around at Lipscomb. They lost that one 82-74. Lipscomb had 19 second chance points and went on 2 large scoring runs in the second half that propelled them to victory. But UNF was right there with them. They led the rebounding battle throughout most of the game, just allowed some key offensive boards and key plays late in the game that allowed Lipscomb to come away with the victory. We'll see if the Ospreys can change that this time around on their home court. Lipscomb is coming off of a loss of their own on Thursday, 70-65. At JU, so they'll be looking for a little bit of revenge or get back as well in this contest. The starters for this game for Lipscomb, they tried out Mateo Esmeraldo, 11th in the country in assists. That guard, he's one to watch out for, along with Or Ashkenazi, Titus Sargunis, Charlie Williams, and Grant Osmond. For UNF, it's BJ Plummer out there with Mason Lee, KJ Jackson, Cameron Oriole, and Nestor Diatchok. The Ospreys come in 5-17, 3-6 in conference play. Lipscomb 7-2 in the ASUN and 14-8 overall this season. However, the Bisons have had some struggles this year on the road, 3-8 away from home, including that loss to JU on Thursday night, in which they got manhandled, honestly, for most of the game, trailing by double digits to the Dolphins. They ended up coming back, cutting it down to a 5-point game when they ended up losing, but the Ospreys would love to see Lipscomb drop a pair in their trip to Jacksonville. The Bisons are led by head coach Kevin Carroll in his first year as the head man at Lipscomb. He was an assistant for the Bisons from 2019 to 2023. Went over to Trevecca for 2 seasons before taking the head job here in April. There's the tip, and we are underway at CSI Company's Court. The ball starts off with the Bisons out in purple uniforms with white numbers. Charlie Williams at the point, hands the ball off. Now back to Williams in the paint, kicks to the right corner. On the drive now, Osmond gives it back to Williams under the basket, guarded by Diatchok, and Lee goes up and bounces it in. Williams is a machine down low, 6'10". And he came in as a preseason All-ASUN member. Cameron Oriole got it taken away over by half court. On the drive, on the other end, Williams lays it in, and he's fouled. Will go to the line to shoot. The buck has not been counted on the scoreboard yet. Did I see that wrong? Ah, he did miss it, so he is shooting two. Williams, an 86% free throw shooter, gets his first to go. That's a weapon when you got a big man who can shoot free throws the way he does. He's got the first 3 points of the game, and now he's got 4. Lipscomb applying pressure on Cameron Oriole as he brings the ball up the court, trying to take a page out of Stetson's game plan from Thursday and just have constant pressure outside on the perimeter. Trying to pass it down to Diatchok. It gets taken away. On the other end, Williams now letting go of a 3, and Charlie Williams doesn't get that one to fall. Here comes KJ Jackson up the court. Jackson on the drive. Goes out to Mason Lee. Lee over to Diatchok. He passes to Jackson. Left corner 3. Jackson gets the scoring started for the Ospreys. We'll see how this Osprey offense adjusts in this game. As on the drive, on the other end, Esmeraldo with the layup. It's 6-3 Bisons. BJ Plummer on the other end. Now Jackson, left wing 3. Kent Jackson, too strong. It rims off and goes to Ashkenazi. Esmeraldo. He's got it straight away. Over to Grant Osmond. Osmond back outside to the right wing. Esmeraldo on the drive. Now Osmond to the left corner. Wide open 3 ball is away, and it is short. Trying to keep it inbound successfully is Sardunis. Out of bounds, last touch by UNF. Bobby Kennan, not so sure about that one, trying to point out that something's off there on that call. He wants it challenged, and that's what it's going to be. So they're going to the table with 18:01 on the clock in the first half. UNF trying to get that basketball back. Lipscomb has come out aggressive here on defense. They're pressing everyone on the perimeter. UNF likes to do this thing where they run an offense where someone has the ball up near the top. They have a offensive player come up and run behind to hand the ball off to him, create some space. Stetson did a nice job taking that away. Their defenders would set up with inside leverage and make sure they cut that handoff off. And that's what Lipscomb's doing here. It caused some problems for the Ospreys against Stetson, doing the same this time. We've seen the Ospreys try to take that inside leverage and go on the drive with passes leading them down into the lane. They've turned it over, though, doing so this far in the game. Here comes the call. And after review, it is UNF basketball, so a good challenge from Bobby Kennan and the Ospreys. Mason Lee will inbound as Lipscomb sets up in a full court press. UNF has done a solid job against the full court press this season. And this one, they kind of let go of it after they get the ball in. Diachok has it at the top of the key. Gets it over to Kent Jackson. Jackson now up top. Leads a bounce pass down to Diachok in the lane. Kicks it back outside. Swinging it over to left wing. Smiling as he lets go of a three is Jackson. Missed it off the front of the rim. On the other side, Esmeralda's got it. Right corner goes on the drive. Now left corner, this is Askenazi. Charlie Williams with the hook shot. Makes it 8-3 Lipscomb. This is a game where it feels like it's important for UNF to get off to a good start. They were slow out the gates in both the first and second half against Stetson, and that is a big reason why they didn't come out with a victory in that game. Cameron Oriole with the basketball. Left side, goes on the drive into the paint, lays it up and gets it to go. 8-5 Bisons. Cameron Oriole with his first basket of the game. He had a off night against Stetson. Esmeralda back outside in the right corner. This is Sargunas. Passes back up top. Now back to Sargunas. Williams drives on Diachok. On the right block, turns inside. Up with the shot. That's off the rim and out. Mason Lee gets the board for UNF. And here comes Cameron Oriole. Oriole into the lane. On the drive. He's fouled. And we'll see if it's a shooting foul or an inbound, as Oriole went up with a bit of a delayed shot. Oriole's going to the line. And it is going to be 2 shots for Cameron Oriole. Oriole averaging 20.4 per game, had just 12 against Stetson. First shot is good. I think those claps, if you could hear them, was coming from the Lipscomb bench. The arena dead silent. Just a few claps to try to throw Oriole off. Second free throw for Oriole. That's also good. 8-7. Ospreys down by 1. Esmeralda across half court, front court right. Picked up by Cameron Oriole. Williams has got it now in the mid-range, right side. Hands it off on the right wing. Sargunas on the drive. Sargunas' layup, no good. Lee gets the rebound. Here's Kent Jackson. Up the floor to Gaiman, down low. Gaiman under the basket, lost control of the ball. It's still loose. Battle for it. That'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow sticking it with UNF. And that will take us to the first media timeout with 15:54 to play in the first half. Ospreys down by 1. 8-7. Lipscomb leads on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Colt Tilly, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Yo, who's that? Oh, that's Noah. He's our new radio broadcaster from Action Sports Jax 24/7.
What's he doing?
Ever since Action Sports Jax is partnering with UNF to broadcast basketball games, he's been announcing everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Bobby Cannon, in his first season as the Ospreys head coach, looking to get this email off before practice, swings the cursor over the send button, bang!
But at least our fans will be able to listen to all our home games on Action Sports Jax 24/7 network this season.
Yeah, I guess.
Who let you in here?
Let's take a look at where these teams sit in the ASUN standings coming into this beautiful Saturday. Lipscomb right now second in the conference with their 7-2 conference record, only behind Austin P. UNF, after their loss to Stetson, could have been in a tie for 5th place, but instead sit 10th in the conference right now. A win would get them into a tie for 7th after this game before going on the road for 4 straight games. Next week they got West Georgia and Queens before coming back in-state to FGCU and JU the week after. This feels like a big one for UNF. It is a big one, and it's crucial to their standing going forward. And obviously, every team now makes the ASUN tournament. It's different than it has been in the past. But you want to have a good seed as you go into those 4 days of the conference tournament. Cameron Oriole inbound on the baseline. He floats it into Dalton Gaiman coming out of the immediate timeout. The Ospreys down by 1. And Jackson had the ball on the left wing, and stripping it away from him is Osman. On the other side, Osman's got it coming off of a pass. Misses the layup from the right block. Oriole moving fast up the left side of the court. Picked up by Osman. Finds the open man. Right corner. Mason Lee for 3. Lee knocks it down. First lead of the game for UNF. It's 10-8. Good vision by Cameron Oriole looking across the court as he was double teamed. Mason Lee, not a defender in sight. And the Ospreys up by 2. Esmeraldo on the other end. Over to Osman, down to Williams on the left block. Gaiman got a hand on it. On the baseline now, Esmeraldo to the right corner. The 3 is good. Duncan fading away. And it's 11-10. 15:02 to play in the first half as Jackson passes over to Mason Lee at the top of the key. Lee, bounce pass to Jackson. Jackson on the drive, shot blocked, gets his own rebound, hit by Dante Oliver, his own teammate. He was going back up with a shot. Then he was fouled by a Bison on his 3rd opportunity. Kent Jackson will go to the line. Well, I mentioned how teams have adjusted to UNF's offense, and they're cutting off that handoff at the top of the key. But with that pressure up top, it opened up Jackson on the drive. Got an open enough look for the layup. Just a good defensive play to get the block as Jackson gets his first free throw. And then was wide open in front of the rim. But Dante Oliver was trying to get the rebound. His own teammate behind him ran into him, which made him airball the second shot. And on the 3rd was fouled hard. And Jackson gets the 2 points after knocking down both free throws. And the Ospreys back on top by 1. So here's Mateo Esmeraldo. Guarded by Oriole. Pass a little wild to Williams, but he recovers at the top of the key. Now left wing, Esmeraldo on the drive. Back up top, Williams for 3. Let's go of it. And strong off the back of the rim. Dalton Gaiman gets the board. In transition now, Gaiman gets it poked away from behind by Duncan. And it'll be a UNF inbound on the baseline. Good crowd on hand today, filling up most of the lower bowl on the right and left sides. Oriole gets it into Mason Lee in the left corner. Lee up top, Gaiman. Dalton Gaiman on the right wing. Over to Oriole. Cameron Oriole, left arc. Oriole on the drive. Oriole is fouled, going for the layup. Oriole will shoot 2, already 2 of 2 at the line today. That one going against Osman. 3rd foul now against Lipscomb. And UNF now is already, after this shot, attempted more free throws than they did in the first matchup against the Bisons, in which the fouls were significantly skewed in that game. As Oriole gets his first free throw to go, Trey Cady checks in for Mason Lee. A couple men in for Lipscomb, Kenny Akpara and Titus Sargunas. In that game, Lipscomb, they attempted 22 free throws to UNF's 4. As Oriole gets both free throws, and it's now 14-11 Ospreys. 14-13 to go in the first half. Other side of the court, Akpara over to Sargunas. Now Williams, guarded by Gaiman, left mid-range. Williams has still got it. Now double team. Fading away with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Missed the jumper. Here comes Oriole the other way. Oriole working his way in. Back out to the right corner. Oriole now drives in on the baseline. Missed the reverse layup. Did a nice job creating space, but was unable to finish it off. Akpara on the other side for three. That one rattles out. Oriole gets the rebound. Cameron Oriole scanning the court as he comes across the timeline. Oriole over to the logo. Gaiman. Now for three. Kent Jackson from the right side. Ospreys with their largest lead of 6. It's 17-11. Williams, right block. Pass into the lane. Batted around, but Akpara recovers it. Sargunas to the right corner. Akpara into the paint. His layup too strong, but he is fouled, and Akpara will go to the line. Second foul now against the Ospreys. First against Trey Cady.
Osprey fans make the free throw different. Let's go.
First free throw is good. BJ Plummer will come in now for UNF. Cameron Oriole will take a quick rest on the bench. Kennedy Akpara, 48% free throw shooter, is 100% on that trip to the line. And it is now 17-13 UNF. KJ Jackson crosses to the right side of the court. Jackson down low to Gaiman. Gaiman below the basket, converts! And it's 19-13 Ospreys. You've seen them adjust to that early pressure. And they're attacking now down low with a lot of success. Ross Candolino on the drive. Candolino with a good finish from the block. The hometown kid with a nice ovation. Plenty of family and friends in attendance behind the Lipscomb bench. 4-point lead for UNF as Jackson trying to lead Cady on a bounce pass through it off the leg of Akpara. Recovers on the other side of the court. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson to the left corner. Three's away. BJ Plummer airballed it long. And now Candolino to the other side. Ross Candolino. Chest pass over to Akpara into the lane. He misses the layup. Offensive board and the putback is good for Cole Middleton. UNF allowed 19 second chance points for Lipscomb in that first matchup. Cannot let that happen again. That one tied us up at 19, 11:45 to play in the first half. A whistle now away from the basketball. It is a foul for a push. Not sure against which side. We'll find out when we come back from this media timeout. Scoreboard corrected. It's 19-17. Ospreys with the lead on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Coming into this one, it was pretty critical that UNF got off to a fast start, and right now they've got the lead on Lipscomb 19-17 with 11:40 to go in the first half. Leading the way, Kent Jackson with 8 points, Cameron Oriole with 6 for the Ospreys. How about Kent Jackson lately for UNF? And he's been shooting the ball with a lot of confidence out here, playing with a lot of confidence, and Cameron Oriole said, we get on him just to shoot the ball every time he's open. Which you do with a lot of guys, but especially Jackson, with just how good he is with the basketball in his hands. Started off the season a little cold from three-point land, was struggling to find a shot. Has improved on shot selection, especially as the year's gone on, and got his three-point percentage up to 37%, top 10 in the country in three-pointers made. I believe he's 5th. He's got back-to-back 20-point games and off to another great start in this one. Inbound pass is tipped. Last touch by Diatchok out of bounds on the Ospreys, so they turn it over to Lipscomb coming out of the media timeout. Ospreys up by 2, 19-17 with 11:34 to go in the first half. Kennedy Okpara. Now Candolino. Duncan up top. A shot from 18 feet away. That's no good. Battle for the rebound. Tied up. Lipscomb basketball. UNF doesn't have the size advantage in a lot of games. They definitely don't in this one. You had Cameron Oriole down there, point guard, shooting guard, 6'3", tied up with 6'6" Cole Middleton. And when you're rebounding with 5 guys, you got to get really good positioning, and right there he didn't. And even then, it's tough to make up for that height difference. We've seen that strike them a couple times in this one already. We'll see if Lipscomb can make them pay now for the offensive rebound. Duncan. Up to the elbow. Passes back out to Okpara. Candolino at the free throw line. Falling down, passes to the left corner. That three rolls around and out from Sargunas. Dante Oliver up the right side of the court. Passes to Trey Cady. Cady called for a travel as he was going on the drive. Jackson and Lee in for Oliver and Cady. After the turnover, it's Bisons basketball. Titus Sargunas. Over to Candolino. Kid out of Ponte Vedra with a nice dish down into the paint. And no good on the shot is Middleton. On the other side, Diatchok fakes it in. It's 21-17 UNF. 10:30 to go in the first half. Mateo Esmeraldo. Over to Middleton. Back to Esmeraldo. On the perimeter. Okpara. Esmeraldo throwing off the handoff. He's at the top of the key. Far side. Nearly a turnover. Last touch they're going to say on Mason Lee and the Ospreys. Baseline inbound now for the Bisons. Charlie Williams and Grant Osmond come in for the Bisons. 6'10", 6'11". The inbound goes into Osmond. They're not afraid to work on the perimeter with those guys either. 3 seconds on the shot clock as the layup off the mark. Mason Lee gets the rebound for UNF. Brings it across half court. Finds a wide open Cameron Oriole. Left side. Hesitated and missed the three. Esmeraldo. Over to Osmond. Kicks to Sargunas in the corner. Sargunas now to the left corner. 3 away from Williams. Rattles off the rim. Kent Jackson with the rebound. Jackson up the right side. Hands it to Cameron Oriole on the left wing. Oriole to Jackson. Left corner. 3. Knocks it down. Kent Jackson with 11 early points for the Ospreys. It's 24-17. Other side, right corner 3. That one is good. Much needed response there for Lipscomb and Titus Sargunas. 24-20. Cameron Oriole comes off the screen. Oriole to the right corner. 3. Jackson. Bang! Jackson's got 14. Esmeraldo to Candelino. Top of the key. Responds with another 3. Back and forth we go. Still a 4-point lead for the Ospreys. Oriole, BJ Plummer with the left corner 3. Plummer! 30-23. Now where's this defensive stop? Esmeraldo on the drive, working on Oriole. Back outside, Candelino. He fires a 3. That one off the rim. Mason Lee gets the rebound for UNF. Here comes Oriole. Oriole to Jackson for 3. He got it! Kent Jackson's fired up. The Ospreys with a 10-point lead. Timeout on the floor. 8:14 to play in the first half. Ospreys up by 10, and they are on fire from downtown.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jax, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
Welcome back to UNF Arena. The Ospreys on top right now, 33-23. Kent Jackson. What a game from him so far. 17 points, and we're not even 12 minutes into the game. 5 of 7 from downtown, and the Ospreys as a team have already hit 7 threes, shooting 7 of 11 right now. We've got 1 from Mason Lee, 1 from BJ Plummer, but Jackson continues to play outstanding basketball right now for UNF. After that last one, let out a roar, looking over to the crowd, flexing. This is a team that has come out with a lot of fire, UNF. They need this win in a big way, trying to knock off the number 2 team in the ASUN at home. Mateo Esmeraldo takes the inbound coming out of the TV timeout. Sargunas to the left corner. Esmeraldo. He's got it up top. Drive it in, left side of the lane. Fouled, and Esmeraldo will shoot 2. Oriole with his second foul of the game. Something to watch. Don't want him getting into foul trouble. Mateo Esmeraldo, an 85% free throw shooter, gets his first one to fall. Here's his second. That's also good. 33-25. Oriole feeds Plummer down low. BJ Plummer, right block. Up with the shot. That's no good. Ball bouncing around. Ashkenazi. Now Williams. A short corner, goes on the drive and banks it in right in front of the rim. 33-27. 6-point lead for the Ospreys. Oriole in the right corner, hands it off to BJ Plummer. Plummer lets go of a three. That one a little off to the left. Sargunas gets the rebound, brings it up the court. Kicks to the left corner. Osmond for three. Misses it short. Cameron Oriole's got it after the rebound from Plummer. Oriole to BJ Plummer. Right wing. Hands it back to Oriole. Passes to the right corner. Cameron Oriole. Guarded by Osmond. Oriole. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Fading away in the lane. Off the rim. Rolling around. Doesn't go down. And Sargunas brings it the other way. Falling down. Losing the ball. That one last touch by Lipscomb. And it's UNF basketball. 6 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. UNF trying to close out the first half strong. Cameron Oriole across the timeline. Mason Lee now with it. Lee on the drive. Lee with the finish. Nice finger roll down low. Back to an 8-point lead for UNF. Esmeraldo over to Ashkenazi. Back outside. Driving in. Running over a man. And being fouled down low is Osmond. Foul goes against Oliver. And now Grant Osmond, the 6'11 grad student, to the line. Another giant down low who can shoot free throws very well, 84%. A lot of times with these big guys, you'll see him hovering down around 60. He misses his first free throw. See if we can keep the announcer's jinx going here on the second. But when you got a guy who can shoot free throws like that, creates a major weapon when they're working hard with their physicality in the paint. Second free throw is good for Osmond, and it is 35-28 UNF. Jackson passes over to Gaiman. He's on the perimeter. Gaiman still dribbling with it. Left wing. Gaiman. Pump fake. Jackson worked his way open. His three. No good, but an offensive rebound for Dalton Gaiman. Goes back out to Cameron Oriole. Oriole on the drive. Left block. Oriole turns around. Right corner. The three. Rattles off the rim. Osmond tangled up. And they call a foul on Mason Lee for a reach. Or a push.
First verse, 15.
5:27 to go in the first half. 7-point advantage for UNF. Williams with a nice dish down low. And Esmeraldo finishes it off with the layup. 35-30 our score. Cameron Oriole goes on the drive. Oriole back outside to Mason Lee for three. Lee off the rim. Battle for the board. Who's going to get it? UNF does. Good effort from Dalton Gaiman. Now Jackson for three. He got it! High effort for the Ospreys. Earns him 3 points. 38-30. Now Lee getting pushed over. Doesn't matter. Stolen away by Jackson. Jackson in transition. The three. Short. Lee with the rebound and the putback. 40-30. Ospreys back up by 10. Tying their largest lead of the game. Esmeraldo just chucking one up. No shot. Foul against Lipscomb. This crowd is loving it.
Second personal foul, 15-5.
Katie coming in for Dalton Gaiman. Gaiman has been phenomenal, especially down low, getting some key offensive rebounds. Taylor Thompson also coming into the game. Thompson is the first ever D1 signee out of Impact Christian. And they're one of the top teams in the state right now. Played here at UNF Arena last night against Mason Lee's alma mater, Providence. Providence coming away with a 2-point victory. As Kent Jackson, another Jacksonville kid, feeds a no-look dish down to Lee below the basket. He dribbles it back out to the short corner. Lee now on the right block, up with a shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Lee's tangled up. Back outside to Thompson. Taylor Thompson on the drive. Thompson can't finish. Ball was definitely out on Lipscomb. They called it out on UNF, and they're going to go to the table with that. Going to be challenged by UNF, and we'll see the result when we come back from this media timeout. Ospreys up 40-30 on Lipscomb. 3:50 to go in the first half on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Welcome back to UNF Arena. The Ospreys up by 10 on the number 2 team in the ASUN with 3:50 to go in the first half. They're still at the table going over the UNF challenge. This one I didn't think was going to be too hard to solve. Hey, maybe they got a different look at it on replay. We'll see what this call ends up being. The Ospreys coming back out onto the court. And after review, it looks like it will be UNF basketball. There'll be 20 seconds on the shot clock, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first half. UNF has controlled this game through the majority of the first half, playing some very good basketball on both sides. And now 2 for 2 on challenges. The inbound coming from the left side of the baseline. They get it into Dante Oliver, Oliver, back out to Jackson from the logo, no good. There's a heat check right there from KJ Jackson. Duncan on the other side for Lipscomb. Now Sargunis lobs one down into the paint. On the right block, it's Williams, and it's taken away by Jackson. Picked his pocket. On the other side, he's fouled. Is this going to be a shooting foul or on the ground? Jackson let go of a shot right after he was pushed. And they're sending him to the line. So Jackson will shoot 2 and try to extend UNF's biggest lead of the game. Jackson already with 20 points. Give him 21. And we have played 16 minutes and 45 seconds of basketball. He's hit 6 3-pointers. 6 of 13 from the field. Trying to add his 4th free throw now. And he does. 42-30. Ospreys in control over Lipscomb. Thompson guarding Sargunis. Sargunis goes back up top. Lobbing one down to Williams. He's on the left block. Guarded by Katie. Back up top. Here's Akpara. He goes on the drive. Akpara, right block. Hook shot. Air ball. Plummer gets the board. Taylor Thompson brings it up the floor. Feeds Plummer. Now B.J. Plummer over to Thompson. Thompson, guarded by Candelino. Taylor Thompson feeds Jackson. Gives it off. Right corner 3. Off the rim and out from Mason Lee. 2:28. Candelino. Akpara. They've worked it around the arc. Now Duncan banks in a layup. Thompson again will bring it up the floor. Haven't seen Cameron Oriole in a little bit. He's got 2 fouls to his name, so trying to keep him out of foul trouble going into the second half. Mason Lee lost the ball, was able to keep it in bounds and find Trey Katie. Katie on the drive. Katie gets it taken away. Akpara in transition, goes up on Thompson and missed the layup. Duncan with the putback, though, for Lipscomb. Back to an 8-point game. Thompson, front court right. And a whistle for a timeout. And it's called by UNF. No, an official timeout. It is called by UNF. 1:42 to go in the first half. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. Back after this break on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
Back at UNF Arena, coming out of the Osprey timeout. Dalton Gaiman set to inbound from the sideline. Gaiman scans the floor, hands it into Diachok right in front of him. Ospreys lead by 8. Oriole over to B.J. Plummer. Now Cameron Oriole on the drive. Oriole unable to finish down low. Candelino gets the rebound for Lipscomb. The Bisons coming roaring back, and he misses the layup. Oriole will slow things down. 1:15 to go in the first half. UNF has slowed down in recent minutes, just trying to hold on to this good advantage going into the half. They've led by as much as 12. Gaiman forced to pass down low, and it got stolen away. Ethan Duncan on the other side finds Mateo Esmeraldo. Now Duncan on the drive. Duncan with the layup, and that is not going to work. Goaltending on the offense. I don't know what that call is, but Akpara went up for the dunk, rattled the rim as the ball was on it. And then the ball went down, so don't see that happen too often. Still an Osprey 8-point advantage as Oriole brings it up the court. About a 21-second difference between the shot and game clock. Oriole. Left arc, three-pointer, Oriole, got it! 45-34 UNF. Here's Mateo Esmeraldo. Shot clock is about a half second ahead of the game clock. 16 seconds to play in the first half. Esmeraldo just dribbling back and forth in front of half court. He now slows down front court left. He's going to take the screen from Williams. 6 seconds. Esmeraldo up top, goes on the drive. 4 seconds. Esmeraldo finishes it off. 2 seconds. Oriole chucks it up. 3/4 up the court. Nearly got it. Just under the rim. And that takes us to half. UNF up by 9 on Lipscomb. A big-time advantage over the second team in the ASUN. Ospreys will look to keep it going when we come back during the halftime break. We got the introduction of the new UNF volleyball coach on Tuesday's edition of Talent Talk when we come back on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick GMC. We are professional grade.
And welcome back into Talent Talks, the all-exclusive, all-inclusive, everything UNF athletics program here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Mia O'Brien, Richard Miller, and honored to be joined by the new head coach of the North Florida volleyball program, Abby Gilliland. Abby, thanks so much for hopping in the studio with us. Welcome to Jax.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so let's just go big picture here. Let the folks know, where are you coming from? What was your journey to become the head coach, your first head coaching post at the Division I level of UNF?
Yeah, so a little bit of a longer story. I started my playing career at Ohio University and got into coaching right after. I tell people a lot of times I think more people knew I was going to be a coach before I did, and then found myself jumping right in on graduation. So spent some time all around the country, most recently at Florida, which was a really great experience, and had a short stint there. Prior to that, Marquette on Tennessee.
So you know this cold weather. This cold weather is nothing to you. It never bothered you anyway.
No, it hasn't. But I will say I went home for the holidays and I was like, okay, I think I've quickly adapted to this warm weather. We're pretty spoiled. So it's fun rubbing it in my family's face. They're all still up there. So
while at Ohio, All MAC first team 3 years in a row, setter of the year as well. Yeah. I feel like mainly setters are the ones who become head coaches. Is that usually the path?
Yeah, there ends up being a pretty strong correlation. A few years ago, we were looking around the room when our staff was at Marquette, and we're like, there's all 5 setters of us. All of us are setters. So I think just kind of controlling and decision-making that you see in the match. I know a lot of people compare it to the quarterback, but I think there's some parallels there. So
you said everyone else at Ohio knew you'd be a head coach before you did. What did you want to be when you were a volleyball player at Ohio University?
You know, I was nursing for a long time, for my first 2 years, and I was just really big on helping people and wanting to be in that space, and kind of had an interest in that. And I think I always knew I'd coach in some capacity, and so I was excited when the time kind of came, and I switched to sports management and completely redirected my path, and here I am.
Did you feel pretty comfortable? I know that 4 candidates applied for this job, final round.
Yeah.
Everybody raved about you. What was it? Did you feel confident going in that this was going to be your spot?
You know, I did. I think just kind of looking at the opportunity as a whole, I think this was a job all across the country that was extremely attractive. When you're looking at it from the lens of recruiting to what you can provide student athletes, and I think you would look at any coach across the country and providing a great experience is a big piece of that. And so knowing that I could do that here was really big and important. And I felt, prepared along my coaching career and the opportunities I've had, the people I've worked for. I felt, that I was in a good position to hopefully have all the lessons learned, put myself in a pretty good spot.
Did you know about North Florida prior to accepting the position at the University of Florida as an assistant?
I knew of, and just kind of the history and volleyball world being small, having played a little bit about, but I hadn't spent much time in Jax and hadn't explored and really seen campus to the magnitude of knowing a lot about it. And the moment I stepped on campus, I was like, okay, this place is pretty special. I think this is a sleeping giant. So.
Walk us through last week when Nick announced you walk into the locker room, that whole experience. Yeah. What was that like last Tuesday?
Well, an incredible locker room, mind you. So walking into that space, but I'm in this for them and for the athletes. And so just finally being able to get past all the logistics and the interviews and the conversations and get to be with them was really, really special. So a little sigh of deep breath and then the opportunity to kind of start creating that vision and move forward.
So what's next? One-on-one meetings? Do you immediately dive into recruiting?
Those are tomorrow, yeah. So getting the group situated in the gym and starting to work through verbiage and systems and things that we're going to do. Them really just getting to know me, building that level of trust and a relationship off the court so they kind of know where I'm coming from is huge and instrumental just in setting the tone for culture and where we want to go. But individual meetings, recruiting, all those things, scheduling, those are all on the books. Hiring a staff.
Yeah, I was going to say, what goes into the hiring a staff part at this stage of the game?
Yeah, I've got some really great connections throughout my time being in coaching. And so going through that process and then also, having recommendations in different people and the best will rise to the top. And so, I think you only are as good as the people that surround you. And so I'm being really diligent in that process and excited to see who ultimately joins.
Nick Morrow raved early on recruiting for you, but also your connection to the alumni base. How's that been reaching out to former student athletes?
It's great. I have some connections from way back when in the club world that had ended up playing here and reached out to them throughout the process. And again, I think anytime you put yourself in a situation to say, I was an alumni or I am an alumni of a program, you know how it feels to have that come back. And one thing I was super impressed with in the process was just the number of alumni that stayed in the area and are still pouring into the program emotionally, financially, attending, being around. And that's so valuable for student athletes just to also not only see where those alumni were and how they impacted the program and the foundation, but also what you'll be in the future and having those connections and them using that as a network. And so I look forward to just continuing to get to know them even more, have them in our gym, have them in our space, because they're a huge part of how we got to where we are so far.
Ospreys went 14-17 this fall, 7-9 in ASUN play, but an upset surprise trip to the ASUN semifinals of the conference tournament down in Fort Myers. Yes, these teams are going to change across the board, all 12, including yours, in terms of personnel, in terms of the roster, just by nature of college sports in 2025, 2026. But, Abby, in terms of the ASUN as a conference when it comes to volleyball, where does it rank? How would you assess the landscape of the conference, especially, I don't want to be that guy, but across town, they're doing some good work over in volleyball at that other school, absolutely. And that presents an awesome challenge for you and your program.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see some changes just in the conference as a whole, with some teams departing and kind of in that smaller model, and so the size of conference overall shrinks, but I think the level continues to stay extremely high, and so excited for that, and a ton of respect for Alicia and her staff and what they've been able to do. But I think it's only a glimpse too of what this area attracts. So excited for that. But I think that taste of success in the conference tournament, you need those little moments as you're building. And I think that was one of those first eye-opening moments for this group. I know we're a little bit younger and graduated some folks, and roster looks a little different. But when you get those experiences, it only helps you in the future. And so I think it starts the tone of helping them become hungry and understand what that means, and hopefully sets the tone for next year.
Do you start heading out on the road to recruit? Do you wait for the assistants to be in place? But when is your travel schedule going to begin, you think?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to get filled up pretty quickly. So I'm already working on not only getting in the local gyms here in Jax, but also regionally. And we've got a handful of commitments across the country in different areas that I'm working to get to see and meet in person as quickly as possible, just to foster those relationships. And but yeah, I want to get out there and I want to bring the best talent in. Recruiting by nature. I've been a recruiting coordinator for nearly all of my career, and so that's a big piece of the equation for sure.
Folks, it has been the Kent-Jackson game so far here at UNF Arena. Jackson has been phenomenal for the Ospreys, leading the way with 22 points, nearly half of their scoring in this game, 6 of 11 from three-point land, and a big reason why the Ospreys currently lead by 9 at the start of the second half. We'll see if they can keep it going. 45-36 is our score. It was a great first half of basketball on both the offensive and defensive ends. And now can they finish it off with 20 more minutes of good basketball to take down the number 2 team in the ASUN and jump to 7 in the ASUN standings. Starters back out on the floor for both teams as Mason Lee gets the green light to inbound the basketball. And there we go. Cameron Oriole, guarded by Orr Ashkenazi. Over to Mason Lee. We'll see how Lipscomb adjusts defensively. Cameron Oriole on the drive, dodging, weaving, finishing below the basket. 47-36. They got off to a solid start, but UNF made a great offensive adjustment, started attacking down low, working guys open, going against the aggressiveness on the perimeter from Lipscomb. And that opened up the three-point shot as well as Williams banks one in on a nice assist for the Bisons. And we'll see how Lipscomb responds now in the second half. Oriole, left corner, pump fake on the 3. Passes out to B.J. Plummer. Plummer gets it stripped away. Williams passes over to Sargunas. Sargunas hands to Osman, who jams it down on the drive. Went up over the Atchok, an impressive finish. Cameron Oriole, front court right. Oriole to the Atchok, top of the key. The Atchok dribbling with it now to the left wing. Gets it to Kent Jackson right next to him. Jackson now for 3. Jackson off the front of the rim. Missed it. Offensive rebound. Diatchok kept it in by throwing it off the leg of Osman. And it's still UNF basketball. It'll be a baseline inbound. Mason Lee still on the ground, being helped to his feet. And looks to be all right. Cameron Oriole floats it into Jackson. Jackson driving in, trying to pass it to Lee, got it tipped away. Esmeraldo, bounce pass off the hands of Osman. UNF basketball goes out of bounds. So UNF gets away with one there. They still lead by 7, 47-40. Bounce pass in to Kent Jackson. Lipscomb and Stetson this week have put a lot of focus on Cameron Oriole. As Lee on the drive, Lee with the finish. And Kent Jackson's really stepped up. Esmeraldo to the left wing. Now Williams in the corner. Dribbles back up to Osman. Right corner. Bounce pass feeds to the right block. Williams guarded by Lee. Going to work in the post. Up with the hook shot and gets the finish. 49-42, 17:43 on the clock. We're in the second half of basketball. Cameron Oriole into the paint, and a nice finish. Dribbled around Ashkenazi. Slight push off. Got away with it and got the bucket. 51-42 UNF. Esmeralda on the other side, up with the shot, banks it in. 51-44. Here's Oriole. Dribbles around Ashkenazi, who got away with a reach, and now it's taken away by Sargunas. 3-on-2 fast break. Esmeraldo passes. Osman with the jam. Back to a 5-point game. And timeout. Ospreys up by 5. 17:03 to play in the first half as UNF burns a timeout on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldas, Oakleaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jax team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilly, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Yo, who's that? Oh, that's Noah. He's our new radio broadcaster from Action Sports Jax 24/7.
What's he doing?
Ever since Action Sports Jax is partnering with UNF to broadcast basketball games, he's been announcing everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Bobby Kennan, in his first season as the Ospreys head coach, looking to get this email up before practice, swings the cursor over the send button, bang!
But at least our fans will be able to listen to all our home games on Action Sports Jax 24/7 network this season.
Yeah, I guess.
Who let you in here?
Back at UNF Arena, 17:03 to play. Ospreys up by 5. Where has UNF built their advantage in this game? Let's talk about it. They're out-rebounding Lipscomb 24-15. The Ospreys down low, despite not being the bigger team, have simply looked to want it more in the paint. A lot of high-effort rebounds from a multitude of guys. I think back to Dalton Gaiman getting a big offensive board and setting up a possession that led to 3 points on a second-chance opportunity in the first half. That's been the type of way this game has gone for UNF. Lipscomb is applying more pressure now. They're in a full-court press. Mason Lee will inbound. Looking for Cameron Oriole. Goes to Kent Jackson, who tosses it back to Oriole, who will dribble it up the court. Shadowed by Ashkenazi. Nestor Diadshok setting it up on the right wing. Now left wing, Oriole for 3. Off the rim. Put back from BJ Plummer. 53-46 Ospreys. Esmeraldo. Drives into the lane. Up with the layup, and he got it over Jackson. Now Cameron Oriole the other direction. Dalton Gaiman getting ready to check in. Oriole passes to Lee. Lee with some space. Reverse layup for the finish. Good dish from Oriole. Lee used his speed to get around the defender. There's no question when he got into the lane. Mateo Esmeraldo on the drive. Back outside. Now Osman to the right corner. 3 balls away. Short, but Osman gets the rebound. 4th offensive rebound of the game for Lipscomb. Esmeraldo passes it off to the left wing. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to lead Williams down to the paint. Goes up over Lee. And a strong finish. 55-50. 15-33. UNF with the lead. Cameron Oriole. To the right elbow. Into the lane. Passes out to BJ Plummer in the left corner. Now Mason Lee. Oriole's got it. Near wing. Oriole. Fading away from the basket. Airballed it. On the other way. Esmeraldo. Passes to Sargunas. Sargunas on the drive. Gets the lead back down to 3 for UNF. Lipscomb has come roaring back here in the second half. 15 minutes to play. This feels like a big possession for UNF, who's lacking energy right now. Oriole fouled. It's a push from Ashkenazi. And that will take us to a TV timeout. 3-point lead for UNF. Lipscomb fighting back when we come back on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Welcome back to UNF Arena. The Ospreys lead by 3. Lipscomb has fought back in the second half. They've outscored UNF 16-10 through the first 5 minutes and 6 seconds. This is a Lipscomb team that's come in hot, winning 13 of their last 17 games. And this is a team that's very spread out in the way they score. They have 5 players averaging double figures this season. Osmond, Williams, Candolino, Sargunas, and Duncan all over 10 points per game, and one more, Esmeraldo, averaging 9.9 per game. And they do a nice job being unselfish in the way they play. The reason their scoring is so spread out is they're willing to move the ball and rank 15th in the nation in assists per game with 18.3. In this one, Lipscomb with 2 players in double figures. It's been Charlie Williams and Mateo Esmeraldo leading the way with 14 and 12. Starting to see Grant Osmond come alive a little bit more in the second half. Mason Lee will inbound it for UNF on the sideline coming out of the media timeout. As I've mentioned, this is a big-time game for UNF. They'll stay in the bottom 3 of the ASUN with the loss. As Jackson for 3. Jackson rattles off the rim. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by UNF. UNF thought they had it. They did not. If they win this game, UNF up to 7th in the ASUN with a critical win over the number 2 team in the league. Williams, open in the left corner for the tie. Airballed it. Osmond gets the offensive rebound, though. Osmond now in the paint. Guarded by Lee. His shot is good. Back to a 1-point game, 55-54. Ospreys need a bucket. They've gone cold on offense. This game's getting a little chippy, pretty physical. The ref's letting them play. Jackson fouled. Will shoot 2. To describe the energy in here right now, kind of dead. Since we've come out from the halftime break, it seemed like UNF came out with a large spark in the first half and just doesn't seem to be much energy right now as Jackson gets his first free throw. Second shot for Kent Jackson is good. Devin Hines going to come in for him. Didn't see Hines in the first half, but he has been outstanding since returning from injury, coming off the bench. Since his return, he's played 3 games in which he's averaged 9.3 per game, shooting 73%. Sargunas passes to Osmond. Right wing 3, rattles around and down, and we're tied back up at 57. A 6'11 guy who can shoot the 3. Impressive stuff. Cameron Oriole. Over to Dante Oliver in the right corner. Oliver floats from back out to Oriole, front court right. Oriole with the three. Cameron Oriole! That was big for UNF. Sargunis with the lob. Osman with the jam, the alley-oop. UNF didn't get back on defense fast enough, and Lipscomb made him pay. It's 60-59 UNF. 13-18 to play. Oriole stepping back. Now goes on the drive to the right block. Kicks to Oliver in the right corner. Oliver, short corner. Now it's Oriole. Cameron Oriole, pump fake. Lobs one down to Gaiman. Led him too much to the baseline. Goes out of bounds. Trey Cady will come in for Mason Lee. Mason Lee telling Oriole to calm down. You sense that UNF maybe pressing right here, getting a little worried. As the Lipscomb fans in attendance making some noise as the Bisons have a chance to take the lead for the first time in a long time. Creating space on the drive with the open finish. Sargunis puts the Bisons up by 1. They've come back from down 9 to start the second half. Gaiman trying to hand it to Hines, and it's stolen away. In the clear, Williams passes to Osman, who gets the finish. 63-60. UNF's defense can't buy a stop, and it's looked messy on offense here in the second half. Cameron Oriole. Steps back with the three. Oriole around and out. Sargunis up the floor. Osman fouled by Cady. And that takes us to the media timeout. 12 minutes to play. Lipscomb with the first lead in a while. It's 63-60 on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jax, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
Lipscomb has come back and now lead for the first time since the 14:52 mark in this game in the first half. We're now 12 minutes to play in the second half. The Bisons have trailed by as much as 12. They've now got a 3-point lead on UNF. I mentioned at the halftime break that UNF had done a really nice job on the boards. They are out rebounding Lipscomb by 8 at the halftime break. Here in the second half, though, Lipscomb has out-rebounded UNF 5-2. And have just done a nice job of getting open looks. Shooting the ball at the 86% mark here in the second half. And UNF has turned it over a few times, which has hurt them. Now Esmeraldo will inbound for Lipscomb. He gets it in. Williams up to Osman. Williams. Now Candelino. Esmeralda, top of the key, goes on the drive. Back up top. Osmond for three. Osmond missed it right. And BJ Plummer gets the board. Here comes Cameron Oriole up the right side of the court. Oriole slowing it down, front court right. Over to Dalton Gaiman on the right wing. Gaiman. Bounce pass, trying to feed it to Plummer. Last touch by Lipscomb. Osprey basketball as it goes out on the baseline. Cameron Oriole looking to get it in. Lobs it to BJ Plummer. Plummer up top. Now Trey Katie's got it. Dalton Gaiman with a nice dish down to Jackson. Jackson's fouled. He's going to shoot two. Went up for the reverse layup, was pushed in the back. Lipscomb doesn't like the call. I think they thought he flopped. I think there's a little bit of a sell there, but looked to be enough contact pushing him away from the rim. Kent Jackson will shoot two. 6 of 6 at the line in this one. 24 points for the Ospreys. Jackson got it. Always the first one out on the court, Kent Jackson. 2 hours and 5 minutes before tip-off, before some guys even arrive at the arena. 8 of 8 at the line now in this game. Had a free throw streak of 20 in a row, snapped Thursday night against Stetson. Perfect at the line of this one. Back to a 1-point advantage for Lipscomb, 63-62. Duncan on the drive. Duncan dishes to Esmeralda, who goes to Williams. And Williams with the finish over Gaiman. 65-62. 3-point advantage for the Bisons. Cameron Oriole. Center circle. Oriole. Drive with his left to the left corner. 3 is away from Jackson. Jackson got it! 65 even. Mateo Esmeralda. Passes to Osmond. Now Williams. Candelino to Osmond. Guarded by Katie. Osmond with the floater. No good. Rebound. Trey Katie and the Ospreys. Nice job by the freshman after getting out of a tangle between two defenders. Slowed it down and got it to the point guard. Didn't panic in that spot. And now Katie's got it on the other side. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson trying to lead Katie to the basket. He does. Katie is slapped in the face as he goes up with a shot. And he's going to shoot 2 free throws. And it looks like he's bleeding from his nose. Being checked on now by the medical staff as try to slow the bleeding. Exactly 10 minutes on the clock. We're tied up. Should be a good finish. As they work on that nose for Katie, they're going to go take a look at this and see if they're going to up the foul to a flagrant. Katie still under the basket as it looks like they plug the nose. Motion to the coach is that he's fine. So Katie will be shooting 2 free throws. We'll see if there's anything else tagged onto that to make it a major foul. The Ospreys entered this game 12.5-point underdogs, according to ESPN.com. Looks like we got a few people who might have bet on that line in the chat. And they battled. They led by as much as 12 in the first half. And now Katie, they thought they had the bleeding stopped. And they now dripped onto the court and ran back to the bench. They're talking, after looking at the replay, about this foul. I, as the audio guy, do not get looks as they don't show these on the Jumbotron. So nothing here for me to analyze. But the three officials huddled up near half court. Here's the stat to watch, though. As I mentioned this has become a big story over the past couple of weeks for UNF. 5-0, undefeated when they win the rebounding battle. And they've out-rebounded Lipscomb by 7 in this game. The officials now talking to each coach. See if we can read some body language now. The announcement, it is a flagrant foul. And that is a big call. It will give the Ospreys now 2 shots, and they'll get the ball back. Could be a big-time momentum swing here after Lipscomb made the comeback to tie it up and then take the lead. Katie on the bench as he's still bleeding, so Cameron Oriole will shoot for the Ospreys. His first free throw is up and good. Oriole, the number 25 leading scorer in the country. Second in the ASUN with 20.4 points per game. His second free throw is up and good. So the Ospreys back up by 2, and now they get an extra possession. Cameron Oriole has bounced back from an off night in a big way. He's now got 18. Dalton Gaiman coming off the baseline inbound, gets it back to Oriole. Oriole on the drive with the layup. Fought through contact from Ashkenazi. And the Ospreys up by 4. 9:50 to play. Big momentum swing now for UNF. Esmeralda to Williams. Top of the key. Williams on the drive. Up against the guard, Jackson. That's going to be a goaltend on Dalton Gaiman. 69-67. Cole Middleton going to check in for Charlie Williams. Both the big guys on the bench right now for Lipscomb. They're 6'11 and 6'10 experienced players. Williams a senior, Osman a grad student. UNF, as I mentioned, do not have the size advantage in this game. The tallest player on the court right now for Lipscomb, 6'6". Got to take advantage of that. Mason Lee going on the drive, trying to do just that, and he does! Fights through contact and banks it in the paint. Candelino on the other end. He goes on the drive and bounces it off the front rim and in. 71-69. Ospreys up by 2. 9:09 to play in the first half. Excuse me, the second half. Oriole passed over to Lee. Lee to Gaiman. Jump shot from the right elbow. And that rattles out. The Bisons now trying to tie it up or take the lead. Candelino to Esmeralda. Left corner 3. Takes 2 hops off the rim and goes in. Bisons back up by 1. Jackson. Acting as the point guard, passes to the left elbow, and Mason Lee gets it to B.J. Plummer. Open look for 3. Plummer too strong. Candelino gets the rebound. Esmeralda on the other side. Over to Candelino. Ross Candelino. Back to the top of the key. Middleton. Esmeralda on the drive. Gets a screen and gets an open look for the finish. 74-71 Lipscomb. Man, UNF had a big opportunity to grab some momentum in this game, going up by 4 after the flagrant foul. Now they find themselves back down by 3. They need some stops on defense. First, they need a bucket. Cameron Oriole going to work. Step back. 3. Bang! Oriole ties us back up at 74. Esmeralda passes it off. Duncan to the right corner. Back to Duncan on the right wing. His three is good. And a whistle. They're going to count the basket. There's a foul on Kent Jackson going for the rebound. So do they count the basket? That they will, and I think Lipscomb will keep the basketball. Coming out of the media timeout, 7:31 to play. It's 77-74 Bisons on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I want to play in the NFL.
That's it. Back to our left side. Takes a shot. And into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass.
And they have been. We've been talking. We've been articulating.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjax.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome back to UNF Arena. Here's the stats to watch. Lipscomb has 77 points, 52 of them in the paint. UNF has got to get an extra body down in the paint or something, because they're going on the drive and they're getting open looks down low. Too many of them. That's not sustainable if UNF wants to win this game. They trail by 3 after the three-pointer, and a foul going for the rebound. The basket counted. Now Lipscomb a chance to get 5 or 6 here on this possession. Esmeralda over to Duncan. Duncan to the left corner, Ashkenazi. Back up top. Esmeralda to the left wing. Pass to the left corner. Duncan for 3. Duncan contested. Got it to go. Kent Jackson hearing it from the Lipscomb bench. After the 3 was hit over him. Cameron Oriole on the other side. Ospreys down by 6. This is the largest lead of the game for Lipscomb. Mason Lee on the drive. Over to BJ Plummer. Open 3 left side around the rim and didn't go for him. Cole Middleton gets the rebound for Lipscomb. Esmeralda on the other side. He passes to the left corner. Wide open 3. And that one goes for Ashkenazi. 9 points now the lead for the Bisons. Cameron Oriole. Up top. The 3 ball is good. Back to a 6-point game. Esmeralda, quick up the court, going for the alley-oop. Middleton with the finish. Didn't dunk it, but just tapped it in. UNF, too slow getting back on defense. 2 guys got behind him right there after they made a basket. And that's not the first time that's happened this game. It's now 85-77. You wonder if UNF right now just running out of gas. Cameron Oriole, step back, 3. Oriole with the response. Back to a 5-point game. UNF spends their 3rd timeout, down by 5. 5:52 to go. Ospreys trying to battle back and get some stops on defense when we return.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Back at UNF Arena. How about Lipscomb in the second half? They've got the basketball now. They're shooting over 82% in the second half. Been an unbelievable offensive performance after putting up 39 in the first half. Esmeralda for 3. He got it over Cameron Oriole. Now 88-80. Oriole goes on the drive, steps back, a 3 ball. That one's short. He was fading away. Ball out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Mason Lee. I think he landed on his head. And now Lee is down in pain. Sits back up. Back on his feet. Looks like he'll stay in. 5:23 to go. Lipscomb with an 8-point lead. This one's not over. But this has not been a good half for UNF. 1 point away from giving up 50 in the second. They did a great job on defense in the first half and have just lost it here. Mateo Esmeralda. Now Ethan Duncan, left wing. Guarded by Jackson. Duncan, bounce pass to Middleton. Middleton is fouled on the drive. It'll be an inbound for Lipscomb. 5:02 to go. Esmeralda gets it into Middleton. Now Osmond. Duncan on the right wing. Dribbles to the corner. Passes back towards the top. Finds its way to Esmeralda. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Esmeralda on the drive. Gets around Oriole, up with the shot. He is fouled. And he will shoot 2. Foul against Cameron Oriole. Got him to jump on the pump fake. Esmeralda. First free throw is good. To make it a 10-point game. Nailed it. 90-80, 4:45 to go. Mason Lee. Cross half court. Lee. Hands to Jackson. Jackson for 3. No good. Mason Lee with the offensive rebound. Back out to Oriole. Open 3. Oriole got it. 90-83. Oriole up over 30 points. Wide open. Esmeralda with the 3 on the other side. Off the rim and out. Jackson with the rebound for UNF. Over to Cameron Oriole. Oriole for 3. No good. Offensive rebound. Lee's got it. Tangled up. Jump ball's the call. It goes to Lipscomb. Originally had it And good effort there from the Bisons to win the ball back. 4 minutes to go, a 7-point game. Ospreys not out of it. 4 minutes to play. Stick with us here on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick GMC. We are professional grade.
Four minutes to play. Ospreys down by 7. Can they get some stops on defense? Scoring has not been an issue for UNF, but second half defense has in a big way. Fans up on their feet a little bit on the left side, trying to get into it, support these guys. A good crowd for the Lipscomb side of things. They traveled well. Heard some Go Lipscomb Goes up behind the Lipscomb bench during the blue and gray chant. Heard some purple there from that side. They've been loud. 4 minutes to play. Bisons basketball. UNF showing some pressure. Full court press on defense. Lipscomb shooting 60% from 3, 82% from the field in the second half. Esmeraldo takes the inbound, gets it forward to Williams. Now Osman on the drive. Guarded by Damon. Missed the shot. Lee gets the rebound. Here comes Cameron Oriole. Across half court is Oriole. Top of the key over to Mason Lee. Lee on the drive. Back out to Oriole. Open three. Cameron Oriole got it! Back to a 4-point game. New career high for Oriole. 35 points. Mateo Esmeraldo. Up top, passes to Osman. On the drive. Now to the left corner. Esmeraldo for 3. That's no good. Damon with the rebound. Forward to Jackson. Front court left. Kent Jackson over to Mason Lee. Lee. Right wing. Guarded by Osman. Lost control of the ball. Taken away by Lipscomb. Just lost his dribble there. On the drive. Sargunis with the layup. UNF's right there. They're one stop, one bucket away from really making this interesting. Cameron Oriole. Over to Dalton Gaiman. Passes down to Lee. Lee for the finish. He got it. 92-88. 2:32 to play. Duncan crossing half court with pressure from Jackson. Ethan Duncan on the UNF logo. Duncan, double team, lost the ball. Last touch by Gaiman. Sideline inbound, 2:18 to go. Timeout on the floor. Lipscomb using their first. 92-88. Bisons up by 4, but UNF has come back from down 10. Can they keep it going when we come back on Action Sports Jax 24/7?
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 14.
Welcome back to UNF Arena. Williams with the basketball. Lipscomb's got it. Nice dish down low to Sargunas. Back outside. Duncan for three. Duncan knocked it down. 2:05 to go. Ospreys keep getting those buckets to get it close, but they can't get that one defensive stop. And a basket after to get it back to one possession. Jackson trying to bounce it down to Lee. Hines recovers it for UNF. Basketball out on the baseline. Last touch by Williams, who's saying immediately to challenge. They're begging for it. And Lipscomb's going to do it. Kevin Carroll wanted to get another look at that. 1:50 to play. So we'll see what this shows. If Lipscomb gets this ball back up by 7, 1:50 to go, becomes a long shot for UNF. This second half offense has been incredible though for Lipscomb. They're 4 points away from hitting 60 in the second half, but that's what happens when you shoot it as efficiently as they have. UNF did a great job on defense in the first half, but here in the second, the Bisons they saw what they did, and whatever adjustments they made, it's been perfect. The officials still at the scorer's table. Appreciate everyone tuning in today. We got good viewership numbers here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Every UNF home game live this season. And here comes the call. I am blocked by the huddle. It looks like it's going to stay with UNF. Oriole will inbound. He's out there with Lee, Jackson, Gaiman, and Hines. For Lipscomb, it's Osman, Williams, Sargunas, Ashkenazi, and Esmeraldo. Oriole with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it into Gaiman. Pump fake in the right corner. Another one as he steps back, double team over to Gaiman. Right wing three. Dalton Gaiman airballed it. Lee gets the rebound and the reverse layup. Back to a 5-point game. 1:38 to play. Esmeraldo up the court. One thing Lipscomb's done a great job of, they have not turned the ball over. Not very much, at least. Esmeraldo. Front court left. Shot clock at 12. Sargunas now on the right wing. He goes on the drive. Sargunas with the finish. 97-90. 1:13 to play. Cameron Oriole. Oriole over to Jackson for three. Jackson got it. 4-point game. There's the quick inbound. 1 minute to go. Jackson trying to reach in and go for the steal. Gets the foul instead. Still two fouls to give. Not a terrible one right there. Ethan Duncan checks in for the Bisons. 57.6 to play. Sargunas gets it into Osman, and he's fouled immediately by Mason Lee. UNF They haven't been getting stops on defense. So they're not going to trust it. They feel better putting them at the line to shoot a 1-and-1 than trying to get a stop. Down by 4. We'll see if that decision pays off. You know, it's tough. And most times you wouldn't do it, but they can't buy a stop right now on the defensive end. Lipscomb, a very good free throw shooting team. Esmeralda, 85% coming into this game. And he's 4 of 4 this afternoon. It'll stay a 2-possession game no matter what. Osprey crowd making noise. So 1-and-1. The free throw is up. It's no good. And it is rebounded by Gaiman. So the gamble pays off. Now Osprey basketball. Jackson with the ball. A deep three-pointer off the rim. Gaiman gets the offensive board going up. He is fouled and will go to the line. One free throw gets it back to a one-possession game. 41.8 to play. UNF has out-rebounded Lipscomb by 10. They've done a very nice job. Nearly let up an offensive rebound on that free throw. It bounced off the hands of Osman. Osprey still with a chance. Gaiman, his first free throw is good. Back to a three-point game. Gaiman ready for his second free throw. 1 of 1 now at the line. Misses the second shot. Sargunas gets the rebound, and UNF going to let him bring the ball up the court. Sargunas, front court right. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 32 on the game clock. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Esmeralda, still front court right. Guarded by Oriole, 10 seconds on the shot clock, 20 seconds to play. Esmeralda, now to the left wing, 5 seconds. Esmeralda, 3 seconds on the shot clock, on the drive, fading away from the elbow. It bounces off the rim and goes in. Mason Lee down with an injury in the lane, 10.8 to play. And the Ospreys now down by 5. He gets up. Caught a shot between the legs. Ospreys spend its timeout. They did a solid job defending it. In the end, Esmeralda goes on the drive, a step back, created just enough space to get that shot off. He's had a very good game, 24 points. He can score it, he can dish it out. Lipscomb with 4 players in double figures, no, 5 players with double figures in this game. It's Sargunas, Osman, Duncan, Williams, and Esmeralda this afternoon. Candelino's pitched in 7. Middleton with 4. Ashkenazi with 3. Akpara with 2. And now 60 points for this team in the second half. UNF not going to be happy with the defensive effort in the second half of this game. Kent Jackson put up 32. He's 3 away from a career high. Cameron Oriole setting a career high. But it's too easy for Lipscomb on the offensive end. Mason Lee will inbound for UNF coming out of the timeout. Lipscomb still in the huddle. UNF on the court. The Ospreys go on the road next at West Georgia next week. Lipscomb, they'll be at Austin Peay next Wednesday. 11.3 now on the clock. They add a second. Ospreys will probably be looking for a 3 in this spot. Full court press from Lipscomb. Lee gets it into B.J. Plummer. Plummer across half court. Plummer going on the drive with the layup. No good. Rebound goes to Lipscomb. UNF fouls with 3 seconds to go. And that's the dagger. Now, Esmeralda's shot was really the dagger, but that officially puts it away. Final nail in the coffin, I should say. And this is one that UNF had firm control of. They were up by 12 at one point, up by 9 at half, a game that they should have won. And listen, there's no question this team could score. As Candolino, the hometown kid, puts the Bison over the century mark. That's the 7th time UNF has allowed 100 points this season. You're just got to play some defense. UNF going to use their last time out. They're down by 6, 2.9 to go. So they need a 3, 3.1 on the clock. They need a 3, and either a turnover and a 3, a quick foul. They missed the free throw and a 3. It's going to take a miracle. It's wild. Defense has been the emphasis for UNF this season.
What's happening, dog? UNF.
UNF defense has been the emphasis for the team this season. And they're the worst defensive team in the country. Some of it comes down to size down low in the paint, and that was a big thing today. When you got Charlie Williams and Grant Osmond, we're just going to work down low and able to work inside out in that second half. But this is a team for UNF. They came into this one with high energy, high hopes to try to get the upset at home. And they came close at Lipscomb earlier this season. And this is one that is going to be a real tough pill to swallow. Now in desperation mode. UNF will have to go the length of the court, get a quick 3 before time expires. No press, surprisingly, from Lipscomb. Lee into Jackson. Just inside half court. His 3, no good. Rebound to the Bisons. And that is the final nail in the coffin. Lipscomb with 61 second half points with the 100-94 victory over UNF. UNF drops 2 conference games against 2 tough opponents here at home this week. They're right there, but can't get the stops they need to come out with a victory. Great games offensively from Cameron Oriole and KJ Jackson. Oriole with a new career high, 35 points. The Ospreys on the road for the next 2 weeks. TBD on if we will be on the road for JU, bringing you coverage from that game. Follow along on Action Sports Jax social medias for that. But until then, I am Noah Schlicksup signing off, saying have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you next time here on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brett and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop, Action